Top of the morning to you, crafters. Today's craft video is all about St. Patrick's Day. We're going to be doing two crafts today, and the first craft we'll be starting with is a shamrock sun catcher. So the supplies that you will need to make this craft is green construction paper, a coffee filter, some markers, and anything you can use to spray water on it. So, to begin, you want to take your construction paper and you want to make a shamrock outline, like so. Then, what you want to do is you want to cut your shamrock pattern out. Now, you could take your time with cutting out your shamrock shape, but I do want to specify that you need 2 of the outer rings of the shamrock. So you want to make sure that when you're cutting, to save time, you put 2 pieces of construction paper together and then you cut around the design that you have made. Now, I'm going a bit faster due to time, but take as much time as you need in cutting out your shamrock, and be careful around those corners because you want to make sure you maintain that shamrock shape. Once you're done with the outside one, you also want to cut the inner one out, and that way you have sort of just the outline of the shamrock itself. Okay. So I have my shamrock. I have 2. I'm going to cut out the inner, and when you do that, you will be left with this as the inner part. You can do what you want with this. You can throw it out, or you can use it as an extra decoration on your window as well. So now that you have your shamrock shape and you cut out the outside, you have your template. Then what you want to do is you want to take your coffee filter and you want to make sure you spread it out and lay it flat. And you want to then take your markers, and you can do a rainbow design or an opposite rainbow design. It's all up to you, however you want your colors to look. But once you're done coloring, you should have something that looks like this. Your colors scribbled on. Now you don't have to scribble the whole paper because I'll show you in a minute. You're going to have to cut this out using your shamrock template once we're done with the next step. So you don't worry about coloring the whole coffee filter. Once you finish coloring, you want to use a spray bottle or any form of liquid to get the marker to bleed. And once you do that, it should look something like this, where the colors have bled into each other or around the outskirts. It all depends on how much water you use on the markers. And this one's still a bit wet, but you want to make sure this is completely dry before you move on to the next step. Now, like I said earlier, you have your template, you've cut it out, and what you want to do now is take your template, place it roughly in the middle of where your color is, and you want to glue it down. So take glue and go around the outside of your template. Make sure you get all the little crevices, and then press down onto your coffee filter. And once you've done that and you're happy with it, cut around the template, cutting off the excess of the coffee filter. Then you want to repeat with the other shape shamrock that you have and glue it onto the opposite side. And then once that is all set and dry, then you'll have this, your little window shamrock. Like I said, one on both sides of your shamrock to hold in the coffee filter. And once it's done, you can hang these up along with these. So there you have it, your little window cling for St. Patrick's Day. So for our next craft we're going to be doing is leprechaun lookers. What you need, materials that you will need to make this leprechaun lookers are 2 paper towel rolls, glue, green paper or green paint, string, something to cut holes into your toilet paper rolls, and any accessories that you may have to decorate it. Now, I have gone ahead and put my 2 paper towel rolls together. I decided to use paper to cover them. When you use paper, you want to make sure that you will have enough. So you take your paper and then you take your paper towel roll and you measure the length of your paper towel roll with the paper. And then you want to first fold around it to see how long you'll need of the paper. Once you're able to fold the paper towel, once you're able to fold the paper over the paper towel roll, then you want to cut the excess and glue that down. Now, that was the tricky part for me, and I needed to do it a couple of times, adding layers of glue. But each time you use a layer, you want to press and move down of the paper towel roll to smooth out and bind it to the roll. Then once that part is done, or you're painting and you want it to dry, you then glue both of the paper towel rolls together. If you are decorating with something that you want to go around in a design, then you have to do the step after. So say you have string or paper pipe cleaners that you want to use and wrap around the paper towel roll, make sure that you do that step before you glue the toilet paper rolls together. Now, I have my string, and I'm going to do this part first before I get to the fun part of decorating. I want to pick a side of whichever way I want. I'm going to do this side, and I need to punch holes into the side of both of the paper towel rolls so that I can hold my binoculars on my neck. So I'm going to use a hole puncher. You can use any other equipment that you may have around the house. That can also create a hole, because you don't want it to be too big, so I wouldn't use like scissors or anything like that, but anything that would make a slight hole into the paper towel roll will work just fine. So now I have my 2 holes, and whatever string I have, I'm going to take, and there's a knot in this one. Uh-oh. There we go. So now I'm going to take my string and I'm going to loop it either on the inside or outside. I think I'll go inside. So with your string, you want to string it through one of the holes and pull it through like so. And then you want to tie your string to the paper towel rolls. I like to do 2 ties, that way it stays. Then measure, see how long you want it, and then cut your string again if you need to. And do the same thing on the other side. String it together, go through the hole, and tie it to your paper towel roll. I have some little excess string, so I'm going to cut that off. And now I have my string to my binoculars. So now comes the fun part. Like I said, you can use any materials that you have. Some will be provided in your bag. You can use pipe cleaners of different sizes, colors, and you know, these are sparkly, or you can do regular plain ones if you're not a fan of the sparkles. You can use pom-poms, glitter, sequins, anything that you can find that you want to zhuzh it up for your lookers that will help you find a leprechaun, because you know, leprechauns are very sneaky creatures and they tend to be very good hiders. So you want very good binocular lookers to find leprechauns with in order to capture them. Because like I said, very, very sneaky. But they are very prone to fashion and somebody looks pretty. So I think the more you decorate your lookers, the better chances you have of finding a leprechaun. So I'm going to start off with some sequins that I have here. And I'm going to use these big ones I found the other day. They're little leprechaun shapes. My thought is if I use these, then maybe that will attract the leprechaun towards my trap. So I'm going to put it roughly on the top somewhere of my lookers. Looks something like that. And I have another one that I'm going to put on the other side. Again, you don't have to do this part. This part is totally up to you, however you want to craft it. This is all preference. Now I'm going to take these little gold ones that I have here, and I'm going to attach those randomly around. Okay. And like I said, you do this part however you want. You can put multiple, you can put one thing, you could even, if you don't want to use glue, you can always use crayons or markers or colored pencils and draw on what you wanted to say, or you know, what pictures you want to make with it. It is your lookers, and you can do whatever you want with them. Almost missed that. I almost lost it. Okay. So, it's not completely dry yet, but I'll show you some of the little things that I've added to my lookers. So there you have it. Those are 2 crafts that we've done today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed making those crafts with me. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up on our Facebook page. And if you have any of your St. Patrick's Day creations that you want to share with us, feel more than welcome to share them on our Facebook page or send them to our DPO reference email. All right, that's it for now. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day, and I hope to hear from you, see you soon, and see you soon. Bye-bye now.